Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by That Prize Guy.
Welcome to Beyond the Bell after a great night of boxing here in Altrincham. It's been quite a night of boxing that we've had here, and now all the guys have joined me on the stage. We've got Carl, Barry and Darren. That main event, we've got to start with that. I mean, it was a draw, but aside from the result, what a fight that was.
Unbelievable, really was, from start to finish. I think you have to give both guys a lot of credit, but especially Mark Chamberlain. I think he was an underdog in this fight, according to the bookies and according to all us up here probably as well. And he dug in so deep. He looked exhausted from about round 4 or 5, and he had that bite down in the gum shield, and that's exactly what he done. For me, he won the last 2 rounds, which scored it a draw. I scored it a draw as well, but a round either side. But I think Barry mentioned it earlier on. Give these boys a good break. They need a rest after that, and I'd love to see it again.
I mean, they showed a bit of everything in there. At stages, they were both hurt. They were both showing power. I mean, it was unbelievable for the whole 12 rounds.
Well, people say you find out about yourself in a tough fight, and they'll know everything about what they're made of in that fight. Both of them. Rafferty was non-stop pressure, but he wasn't having the results he normally has. So we still have to dig deep and take some good shots. And for Chamberlain, under constant pressure from round 1, hitting the guy with a great shot, him not moving, and then coming forward all the time, can break your heart. But he showed great results. Both of them were fantastic. I mean, for a boxing fan, you don't care about the results. The fight was just so good that you're immersed in it, and you don't even want to score it. It's that good.
Yeah, Darren, we're just seeing some of the highlights. I mean, hard to pick out highlights. The whole fight was the highlight.
Yeah, but Barry said that then. Probably the easiest job for the man back in the truck to pick these highlights, because it was epic. It really was. Look, I think many, including us, felt Jack Rafferty would just get to Chamberlain late, but I tell you what, the way Chamberlain regrouped, and Cole said it, and Jared Partridge in the corner of Chamberlain said it, just take this thing out of the shots, let it flow, and he'd done that in the final couple of rounds. But I don't want to take anything away from either here. I think it was the fair result. I can't wait to see it again. Yeah. Yes, a rest is required, but I mean, epic. And look at this. I mean, look at the punch output. Punches thrown 952 from Chamberlain, 761. It was fireworks.
The stats say Chamberlain won the fight, but they don't always add up to, you know how it is, and who's counting the stats and everything else. But I just thought it was an unbelievable fight. We do have to see it again. But I wanted to make a point of round 11 for Chamberlain. There was a few rounds where he lost back to back, and he was starting to look like he was feeling sorry for himself. And he just pulled an unbelievable round of boxing out of the bag from nowhere.
To control yourself under pressure. You know, and I know what that's like when I couldn't punch him like Chamberlain. Every round, you got to get up and the guy's going to come after you consistently, and you can't keep him away. That's tough. And you said about that round 7 times, round 7, 8. You look up and you see the ring card, and you go, oh, I've got 5 more rounds to go, 6 more rounds to go. And it's demoralising. But that's what you train for, that's what you train hard, that's why you get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to run. Not because it's good for your body, because it toughens you mentally. Because in a fight, you've got to do things you don't want to do. And what you don't want to do is get up and face adversity like you have to. And like those both did, and they deserve so much credit. They gave us more than we should ask for in that fight.
What you said there, I think the biggest takeaway for both fighters here are the stuff that you can't teach, you can't buy. You know, that heart, desire, will to win, engine, everything. They'll go away from that and they'll be thrilled with what they've proved to themselves there.
Do you think that the fighters and the fans, I think, are going to get their wish and get the rematch?
I think so. I mean, both guys seemed like they wanted the rematch. I think because of just the way boxing is at the minute. I imagine, Mark Chamberlain he spoke to Turkey Al Sheikh there via the TV, saying, look, if you want to do this in Saudi, let's do it. And they deserve a rematch because it was a close fight. I think the fans deserve it because it's an unbelievable fight. And they deserve to have it in Saudi because they'll make a lot more money for it. And them two boys deserve to be paid a hell of a lot of money to fight again.
And it was another classic domestic fight, which we often see for the British titles. We knew it was going to be fireworks, but even better than we were expecting.
Look, that fight happens again, no doubt. It's an easy fight to be made. It makes perfect sense. It's going to do double, triple what this arena holds. It's going to be a massive fight. And you're right, what was on the line there was terrific. The British and Commonwealth super lightweight title. But the pot of gold for the winner there, I think, brought out the best in these fighters. There's some massive fights to be made domestically and on the world scene for these two fighters, but I think none bigger than that. Yeah. Because we know how good it's going to be again. It'll
only be the cuts that that fight will happen next. If Chamberlain doesn't mend in time, then Rafferty might want another fight and move on to maybe Pierce O'Leary for the European title, which would be a great fight. But certainly that fight will happen somewhere down the line. We're going to see that again, and I can't wait for that.
I can't wait either. You may hear some noise. There is another fight still going on, so the crowd is loud, and so if you're struggling to hear me, that's why. But let's talk about the co-main event quickly, and the fantastic knockout win for Jack Turner. I mean, he does it again. There was at stages of the fight that we thought maybe he wasn't going to get the knockout win that he's used to, but he certainly did.
I thought the fight was starting to get really hard for him, and I actually had him behind in the fight. But when you've got power like that, raw power like that, especially in the later divisions, which you don't see all the time, you're always in a fight. And he's very, very exciting to watch. And I think that Barry touched on it on Darn earlier on, that he's going to learn so much from that fight and know that once I hit people on the chin, they're not always going to fall over straight away. A great learning fight for Jack Turner, and still one of my favourite British fighters to watch.
But they will fall over in the end. Not straight away. So, I mean, the arrogance of a puncher is always, it doesn't matter what the score is. In the end, when I catch you, you're going to go. But he would have been panicking a little bit because he hit him with some good shots, and the guy just kept coming forward, outworking him, marking him up, and he must have started to panic a little bit. But the technique for the first shot that knocked him down was great. Yeah. He dipped really low and then used his legs, not just the power, used his legs to get the speed and the power to hit him with that left hook over the top. And then we know he's a good finisher, and he finished it great down.
Yeah, he did, look, and we see something there, albeit it was a 6th round, but he shows he carries his power in the second half of a fight, and that's impressive. Cole said it there, in those lighter weights, you don't really see dramatic finishes like that. There's some big fights out there for Jack Turner. I said it in commentary there. Brandon Diord, the champion, British and Commonwealth champion, that's a massive fight that could happen. Both Scousers, both from Liverpool. So, Barry, you said it in comms, don't even have to leave the city. There's options there, and when you fight like Jack Turner does, when you punch like Jack Turner does, people are going to turn up to watch you.
Is he going to have his eye on the sort of domestic titles, or is he going to be looking towards sort of the world level?
He's got a rating with the WBA because that's an international title. But you'll take what you're given. You'll take the best fight. But I think for him, I think still to learn his shape, he is a young man. That British level is great. And also, not to skip that level, I think is very important. If you can just get that level and learn more from it. I mean, he's still work in progress. There's so much more to learn from him. He has the natural power. That's in the bag. It's learning now. And that fight, I mean, this whole night has been learning about yourself for all the fighters. He'll learn about himself now, about the frustration that he felt when he was hitting the guy, and the guy was not just taking the shot, was coming forward and making you work. So there's no need to rush before you can walk. He's potentially world level. There's a long way to go for that yet. So a British title would be just great in a fight or two.
Yeah, and when you're, I wouldn't necessarily call him a rival. He's a local rival, but he's a little bit ahead there. It's only just 12 contests today, Turner. But when your local rival, if we're going to call him that, is from your city, then you go for the British and Commonwealth. I like fighters going down that route, the domestic route, if you like. They're prestigious belts. They mean a lot to Jack Turner. Then he can push on to world level. But there's still, as we see in that fight, a lot to learn.
I agree with the boys. I think maybe just focus at home a little bit. A few fights, British, European level before you get to the world stage. But what happens is there's opportunities arise in these super flyweight divisions because there's the strength and depth isn't there. So it wouldn't be surprising if he does get a shot for a world title sooner rather than later. And whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't quite know yet.
Well, so much to look forward to from him. But stay tuned to DAZN because there is still more action coming your way live from Florida. But from us here at Altrincham, it is good night.
Your boy, I'm the man of the year. I'm not a fan of your peers. Serve him with fate, I'ma hand him the shears. He not the man he appears. Heart of a lion, I'm trampling fears. I love the man in the mirror. Cry me a river to stand in the tears. You better stand in the clear. I'm going crazy, fugazi. How would they ever go with a kid? Put it on, baby. You do not faze me, boy. I do not get what you did. Eating that kitty baby, she stuck to my rib. How can I trust him? He the pigs. Bro got a Glock and a couple of C's. He think about splitting a couple of wigs. Shotty my DNA all real. Sweatsuit, all heel figure. And I ain't even got to deal with you. If I ain't never split a bill with you, I got Hennessy and horchata. Baby girl wearing nada. Growing from a cider. Bad robe in his Prada. Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see-through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, they ain't gon' feed you. I've been all on my grind, so why I need you?